What's up, everybody? Welcome to Shifty's Club. This week is the first ever of my sports betting analysis videos, helping you with your betting decisions to the best of my ability. If you haven't subscribed, please do. When I finally hit 1,000 subscribers, I will be eligible for monetization and I'll be able to invest thousands into the greatest videos I could ever make that you will love. Without any further ado, let's get started. So, Monday, I noticed the only one, maybe two very interesting games. The most interesting one is the 9:30 NHL game between the Canucks and the Mammoth. Um, this one heavily favors Utah, but there are a few key players to note. The first one is Mikhail Sergachev. He's arguably the best defensive man they have, and I would expect Peterson, Kane, Bozer, all of them have a very tough time trying to get up in the scoring position. Unless Utah gives up several power plays, I don't see them being able to score in this game. Giving Utah a solid shutout possibility. Now, I'm not worried about Quinn Hughes or Philip Hronek on Vancouver's side. You've got Lankinen giving up over 3.5 goals per game, giving me the more reason to expect them to struggle all night, especially at Utah, where the Mammoth have done well playing at home. They should be able to lean on Keller, Gwenther, and Schmaltz. Open up a lot of opportunities with the puck. Expect firepower early. Um, when looking at this particular game, I'm most confident in Gwenther to have over 3 shots on goal. However, I do expect Utah to easily cover the spread as long as they don't make too many mistakes. Um, the next best game is Senators Penguins. It's no surprise that Skinner has been able to keep the team well in the playoff picture, but this game will be totally different. On both sides of the puck, you have Crosby averaging over 1 point per game and Carlson providing a lot of great defense. Um, it's going to be an almost sure thing that Crosby will get at least 1 point in this game, given that Olmark has given up almost 3.5 goals per game on the road, and Chabot is injured, um, making the team rely mostly on Sanderson for defensive support. And I'm not sold on Jensen or Spence to be able to defend well enough for a 20-minute span, as they're used to a lot of less time on the ice. Uh, I can't say for sure that a money line spread would be good enough, but I am going to go with Crosby to get at least 1 point in this game. It's without doubt the best bet available, but keep in mind that Letang, Ivany, Graves, and Jones are all on IR, and it's going to make a very difficult game to prevent Ottawa from scoring. Um, if you get better odds on it, I have the Stutzel at least 1 point prop. If you're looking for a mainline option, though, I would take the over, and the reason why is I know Ottawa will score plenty, but I also believe Pitt will do the same. And if you have a handicap option of a point and a half on the over, take it. But I expect this game to go at least 8 points. Let's see. I don't see any more good NHL games or any good NBA or college games for Monday. So Tuesday, um, I see a couple games I like. Um, the the Canes game, the Lightning. Holy crap, that's going to be a spectacle. Sadly, not a great game on which to bet, unless you're going Kucherov to get at least a point. Assuming the Penguins still got 4 demon injured by then, the Islanders should be able to effectively handle the Penguins. Um, the Leafs Oilers should be a cinch bet with Connor McDavid at least 1 point against the Leafs. Keep in mind that Riley and Tanev are both injured for the Leafs. So you might could even go with the Oilers money line or hell, even the spread. um, Kraken Ducks. If you can get a prop line for Cutter Gauthier at least 2.5 shots on goal or any lower number, take it. This might be the best bet for Tuesday night. You might even be good with the under for this game, but make sure you get as many handicap points as you can for it. I don't expect a lot of offense in this game aside from Cartier going ham on Dacourt. um, The NBA, oh, has a couple very notable games. You got Nuggets Pistons. I really like Nikola Jokic double double prop. Um, there's a real size and athleticism mismatch down low, and I believe it's very favorable towards Jokic. Um, another game I really like is Knicks Wizards. I love Jalen Brunson at least 25 points prop. Um, Trey Johnson is out, and that'll make it much easier for Brunson to do his thing. I doubt Keyshawn George will do enough to limit him, but you could see him guarding Brunson more than Johnson's backup, Bub Carrington. See, I don't see any college games catching my eyes, so on to Wednesday. Ooh, there's an almost guarantee I see. Bruins Panthers. I like Pasternak at least 1 point on this game. You got Marchand, Lindell, and Jones all injured. Granted, Jones is on the IR at the moment. They will have limited minutes, making it much easier for Pasternak, given that Florida's best players aren't all healthy, giving them the edge in puck play. Bobrovsky only has an 875 save percentage, giving up over 3 goals a game. Expect him to give up 4, maybe 5. Assuming Reinhardt can pick up any amount of lack of skill on the ice, they can make this a game that goes over, but I wouldn't count on it. Um, another pick I like is Wild Predators, specifically the Wild Spread. Blankenberg is day to day, meaning Kaprizov will have things much easier given that Roman Yossi is the only viable defensive threat on the ice. Um, oh, I really love the Sharks Avs game. Um, with McKinnon to get at least 1 point, but I also like him to have at least 2.5 shots on goal if it's available. Keep in mind that Neckis is day to day, and their next best option is Brock Nelson. Not a very appealing backup in this scenario. I would expect McKinnon to get about 25 minutes on ice, and that should help boost the odds of his stats going over their prop lines. Let's see. I don't see any NBA or college games. So on to Thursday. Um, oh, best bet for Thursday is Canes Rangers. And believe it or not, it's the Canes spread. So those who don't know, Panarin should be out for this game due to a possible trade. And this may well be the best possible non-prop bet I see all week. Um, Adam Fox is also out, so expects it to be a blowout win for the Canes. Another bet I like, Panthers Lightning, and with Kucherov to get at least 1 point. He's been super hot recently, and I expect it to continue through the Olympic roster freeze. I doubt it'll happen, but if you can find a prop for Comfort to get at least X saves in the Kings Knights game, and X is less than 25, take it. I expect the Knights to get plenty of shots on goal with Mikey Anderson out, and Eichel should be at least 3 or 4 of them if you're comfortable with Eichel at least X shots on goal prop. Uh, the NBA, ooh, best bet for me Thursday, Wizards Pistons with Cunningham at least 25 points. This is an almost guarantee. And like I said earlier, Trey Johnson will more than likely be out, and there isn't a player on Washington's roster that can effectively cover him. Um, I also like any Pistons spread under 12 points if you prefer that. Another great game, Rockets Hornets. If you're feeling it, you could see Alfred Sengun getting a double double, given that Durant is out. And the matchup down low with Diabate is very favorable for Sengun. If you're not feeling it, then I'd skip this one. Um, next best option, though behind Cunningham props, is Spurs Mavs game with Wimby at least 25 points. And the reason why is this isn't even a fair fight for Dallas, as neither Gafford nor Powell has the size or stamina to keep up with him. And see, I don't see any more I like. See, don't see any college ones I like. All right, on a Friday. And then for those who don't know, the NHL has no games for Friday, Saturday, Sunday because of the Olympic roster freeze. Um, so NBA on Friday, Heat Celtics game. Expect Jalen Brown to get at least 25, maybe 30 points in this game. unless Wiggins guards him the whole game, and he does a phenomenal job, uh, Jalen Brown's going to score 30. Uh, Miami is too beat up on the key to be able to compete in this one. Let's see. Ooh, Clippers Kings looks very promising. Assuming they get a prop for Kawhi Leonard at least 25 points, if you could take a prop for at least 20 points instead, take it. Um, yeah, I would take it. Uh, let's see. Oh yeah, DeAndre Hunter is day to day. DeRozan isn't fast enough to stay on Leonard, and Levine will be too busy with Dunn, Bogdanovich, or Miller. Plus, his lack of athleticism wouldn't allow him to be able to contest shots. Um, let's see. Not see any more in the NBA. We'll go to college. Um, Ooh, I really like the UConn St. John's game, taking the UConn money line. The only team to match up with them this year is Arizona, and the best team in the nation. No one else has come even close. Solo Ball and Terrace Reed are a very dynamic guard center duo, making life extremely hard for the other teams in the Big East. Um, yeah, Caravan and Damari have done very well shooting the three this year, and I expect that to continue. Keep in mind that St. John is the second best team in the Big East, but UConn is just on a whole nother level compared to them, or any other team other than Arizona for that matter. Um, let's see, Saturday. Um, as far as Saturday goes, the best game on is definitely the Rockets Thunder, no doubt. However, I really don't see any great bets I can make unless I can get a Shea Gilgeous Alexander prop of over 25 points. Then I would take immediate action. Um, I don't like any main lines on this game for sure. Uh, oh, funny thing, Mavs Spurs play twice this week, so I'm taking Wimby to have at least 25 points in this game as well. And like I said, there's absolutely zero reason not to take it or not to trust his abilities versus weaker competition. um, oh, in the Nuggets Bulls game, I could definitely see Jokic getting a double double, but I would put my money on him getting at least 25 points instead. Nikola is the Nikola on the other team, Nikola Vucevic, is fairly good at boxing out and rebounding, making me second guess the rebound numbers he might record. I plan on watching the Warriors Lakers game, but the only reasonable bet I see is Luka Doncic at least 25 points, giving that his man guarding him is either an injured Steph Curry or a very unappealing DeAnthony Melton, neither of which would seem to be a problem for him. The Cavs game, however, I really like Donovan Mitchell to get at least 4 assists in this game, maybe five if four isn't available. Keep in mind that the Kings are all beat up and there's no real matchup for Jarrett Allen, meaning Mitchell will have plenty of chances to get the ball to him in the paint to get points. Um, in college, if they do have a Braden Burries at least 15 points prop in the Oklahoma State Arizona game, I'd take it. If not, I really don't see anything I would take except maybe the Gonzaga Oregon State spread if it's less than 15. Um, I don't see anything else. We'll go to Sunday. Um, we pretty much have all early games in NBA and college to align with the Super Bowl. Um, the best game on will be Knicks Celtics, but I wouldn't put any money on it. Um, you're better off putting it on the Heat Wizards game with Bam Adebayo at least 15 points. I can see the possibility with him getting a double double, but I don't think it's as comfortable as a bet as the at least 15 points would be. Um, if the spread is less than 10, take the Heat. Um, the college games aren't very appetizing, which leaves us with one game left, the Super Bowl. um, so everyone knows that I picked Seattle to win the Super Bowl at the beginning of the playoffs. Of course, they have the best defense in football. Their offense is hitting on every level. I expect Sam Darnold to go for about 27 for 39 with 265 yards passing. Drake May being questionable means betting on him is off limits. I can expect his running back, Trevion Henderson, to rush for at least 30 to 40 yards on like 12 to 14 carries. I wouldn't put anything on Seattle's running back, specifically because of how much they spread the rush game and how hot one of them can randomly get during a game. Um, I would expect Jackson Smith and Jigba to have about 9 receptions on like 14 targets for about 100 yards and a touchdown. I expect Seattle to win the time of possession war and ultimately come out of this game with a win somewhere around the range of 38 to 21. I expect Seattle to cover the spread and easily hit their over. Um, it's what New England does or doesn't do that scares me from betting on them in this game. My bet for this game will be Sam Darnold at least one passing TD at whatever the money line is. Probably like minus 600 or 700 to be honest. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this sports betting analysis video. If you liked it, please let me know in the comment section below. If you didn't like it, please let me know what you think I could have done differently. I hope that every single person watching this video makes a profit this week using the knowledge I bestowed upon you. To close, as I always say, always bet responsibly, never bet more than you can afford to lose, because at the end of the day, anything can happen and nothing is guaranteed in life except death. So if you actually liked the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time at Shifty's Club.